everybody hears about it in the news. It's become forefront because when in second quarter of 2020, everyone put the brakes on because you have this new pandemic, and so the economy went way down, which drove within logistics and manufacturing those companies to make those adjustments. And then here came the never seen before consumption, record consumption from consumers working from home, working on their houses, things of all that drive economies. And it was catch up for probably 18 months, maybe 2 years for manufacturing and logistics, just trying to catch up with the major spike in demand.
You've got 97, 98% usage of warehouses. People ordered a lot of product early on, right? And things are sitting there waiting to be purchased. Ocean perspective, you've got the rates are declining. Obviously, we're still dealing with blank sailings from the carrier perspective. You've got the risk of longshoremen strike in Long Beach. You have the risk of the rail union also striking. So there's a lot of potential risk that's out there for us to be thinking about, right? How do we prepare for those things? Overall, I think what we're seeing is the potential of a recession and how that's going to impact, and people are trying to plan around that. I don't think we're super negative or super positive from that scenario. I think we're trying to be real and trying to understand where that's going to go, and being able to look at all different scenarios that potentially will come into play, right? And making sure that we're planning for whatever's down the road for us.
I would say domestic and international, probably operationally, I'm going to say it on the labor piece that still persists on both sides, actually. Our capacity international has gotten a lot better. When you look at economies, international is usually the first to get affected. So they're the first to have trouble. They're the first to come out of it. We're seeing that with the domestic. We anticipate the capacity on the domestic side will improve right on the heels of what has improved on the international side.
I think for sure the risk of the strikes with the longshoremen and the rail union, that's going a lot longer than I think we expected. We expected something to have happened probably by now. So I think that will absolutely carry over into the first part of 2023. The blank sailing scenario with the ocean carriers is absolutely going to carry over. With the market going down the way it is, they're going to have to figure out what makes sense for them, especially with the new capacity they have coming in the second half of next year, which is tough for us, right? From my perspective, I wish that the carriers would just tell us, we're not going to sail on this day. And so you could plan around that. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen, right? You have to be able to react when somebody does blank sail. What's your backup, and how then are you going to move your customer's freight on the next vessel that may be calling that, next week or something like that. I've read a few different articles around the diesel fuel and the ability to get it, right? And obviously that's what trucks are running on, right? So if they can't get fuel, how are they going to run? We have not seen a direct impact on that just yet, but we've done enough reading on it and seen more, people that's what they specialize in and share that information. So I think the risk for that is absolutely going to happen. But as things start to slow down from our business, that probably helps a little bit as well, right? Because if less freight is coming into the country, less trucks, less chassis, less drayage is needed, then obviously that's less fuel that's needed. So hopefully that kind of tends to, level itself out.
The warehouses right now, there was a certain effect with everyone didn't have anything in stock in 2020, and everyone ordered, and all that inventory got caught up and ended up in warehouses now, and things are going down. So the warehouses are burgeoning right now. We feel it in operations if, our customer wants to open up a new warehouse because their current warehouse is full, or if we need to do a cross dock or transload, things of that nature. Finding space is very difficult. It doesn't matter if you're doing a cross dock or you're looking for your stand-up facility.
Yeah, from a labor perspective, it's been interesting. How do we automate and make our systems as lively and as efficient as we possibly can so that we don't require as many people to support our customers, which is also important.
So if I break it off into maybe the trucking piece first, the logbooks were a big impact right before COVID. So then there was the demand to supplement that with more truckers started. And then COVID happened, of course, and that even put more pressure on it. For the asset carriers, there's been a lot of extreme pressure on them to try to get caught up and get into a good rhythm of fulfilling capacity. As far as our side of it, nothing's changed. We're still, I want to say, playing catch up. It is our number one priority to continue hiring and hire the right people that fit the Pegasus culture. So once we get out in front of that, we can go back and put our infrastructure in place to support our growth that we had over the last 2.5 years, which has been about 9-fold.
Already started to see layoffs in our industry, outside of our industry, within transportation logistics, which within the tech world, that's going to give us the opportunity to bring in some talent across those different spaces. We need really effective operators to move our freight, but we need tech people to be able to come in and help with our systems and everything that we're looking to do. That's going to be important for us to bring in the right kind of talent there. And we've had quite a bit of success there. And so when you look at the resources and how we've done it, we do it because we allow remote work, which has really made a big difference over the last couple of years, right? So our pool of people to attract from are the entire country. And so we're not limited to where we have offices on the international side in particular.
Visibility has been a hot topic more than ever in this business. We have a lot of companies out there that offer those services of integrations that are on their side that will feed into ours. And really the end customer is driving that. They want to make good decisions with good data. And so data and data integrity is important more than ever. And so making sure that we're having those proper data connections and integrations to be efficient and also provide our customers with that information so they can make those good business decisions.
That is the thing that everybody has talked about for the last couple of years. How do I get real-time information? How do I use AI to impact my supply chain? Because eventually what's going to happen is you've got a plan for when those things start to get purchased and the warehousing starts to thin out, you're going to have to start buying again at some point. So how you balance that and the timing of that is going to be really important. Because to be quite honest, in the last couple of years, there was no just-in-time inventory. It was put it on a ship and it'll get here when it gets here, right? And nobody was holding you really accountable to that kind of stuff. Now that as we start to normalize, people are going to start getting back to that and getting that kind of transparency. So they're going to expect to see their cargo go from Shanghai to their door, and it's got to be there in 37 days, and that's going to be the expectation. And so we've got to be able to give them the tools necessary to get that visibility. And then we obviously have to do what we have to do to provide the transportation piece to make sure that they can get what they need. And at the same time, doing that while giving the ideal client experience to make sure that everybody's getting what they need and they're getting the customer service that they're looking for.
So solutions are important. That's what drives our business and makes us a differentiator to our competition. When you look at what's going on with the West Coast and not so much the labor piece that's sitting out there that we have to plan for, but the sheer volume that came through there and ways around that, how we can get creative on routing the freight. It's covered in all aspects of our business on trying to find a solution for our customers so we can get the goods there as soon as possible or when they need it.
The asset-based folks, absolutely, it's a challenge, right? Especially when you have the fluctuation, right, of the flows of freight. From our perspective, as a non-asset-based provider, we've been able to really be creative and leverage all of our relationships to the best way we can. So as we're looking for how are we going to be creative, to be honest with you, that's how we've succeeded the last couple of years, right? We had to be creative because we had to find solutions that were out of the box. For example, we started moving freight through Mexico and up through Mexico into the United States very early on before a lot of people started doing that. We really focused on transload business because you had a lot of stuff getting stuck at rail yards. And so we were offering transload opportunities to be able to break down their containers and then ship them out via truck. Depending upon what happens over the next few months, with the ocean rates, with the trucker, with the diesel fuel, and all these different areas of concern, we have to be able to provide the services that our customers are looking for, and we've got to be really creative in how we do that.
Pegasus going on the offensive is important. When we've seen that we're 21 to 30% potential downturn, and we're going to go on the offensive, that creates a lot of ease in everyone's mind and job security, and that is so powerful. It comes all back to that planning. What's the market doing? How we're going to do it? Financial indicators. And what are going to be our solutions as we want to go down that path of taking that market share.